All right, guys, we have some big news coming out of the NLC to talk about in this video today. The Ruddy Sack, they tweeted out a couple of days ago, announcement on February 6th, the Ruddy Sack will be adding another international winner to its rapidly growing alumni for one series only. Welcome, Wonder LOL. So it's obviously very, very crazy, interesting, and exciting. I think people will be pretty excited to see this move. I think this is a really, really cool move. Obviously, getting to see Wonder and Yankos teaming up again, but this time in the NLC. It's just so insane, to think that all of these insane former superstars. I mean, some of the biggest, most popular, best players in the entire world, MSI winners, world finalists, now playing in the ERLs, playing in the NLC, and kind of playing on like a middling team in the NLC, which is also really, really crazy. But yes, Wonder is apparently going to be subbing in for Perks in the top lane for a single series for this team. Now, this is really, really interesting because when we first heard the initial, Ruddy Corp, Ruddy Sack, I will dominate team announcement, whatever, there was part including Wonder where they said in a surprising twist, Perks is set to play top lane. Wonder was initially the team's top choice for the position, but he declined the offer. Perks was still gonna, Perks was gonna be mid lane, Wonder was gonna be top, which is what they were hoping. But then once they couldn't get Wonder, that's when Perks was willing to go top lane to have leader in the mid lane. So Wonder has been a guy on this team's radar for a long time, obviously with those existing relationships with Perks and Yankos, but also just an amazing player. And if he's a guy you can get, now obviously I don't know why he didn't end up wanting to do this or whatever, but obviously he has stayed in contact and he is now willing to sub in for at least one moment. Now, if this goes well or if he enjoys it or has a good time or whatever, maybe this is something he would be more open to in the future. Maybe he just wanted to sit back. Could we see Wonder in a future split playing full time, in the ERLs and the NLC, whatever? I don't know. It's probably just going to depend what he ultimately wants to do, if he has fun, if it's a good time, if it goes well, whatever. But the latest updates we do have for the Ruddy Sack is that they're in obviously the NLC playoffs right now. So I didn't even know how necessarily like substitute rules or anything would work, or who they'd be allowed to have play or not play or whatever. But yes, in case you guys have not been following, the Ruddy Sack did go 3-1 during the group stage of the NLC regular season. That finished them second place in their group, and then we got into the playoffs where their first round matchup was against Bulldog Esports, who went 3-3 in the other group. So this is honestly a little bit of a rough loss for the Ruddy Sack in that first round, losing 2-1. And we do have these matches here. We can kind of see what went down and what happened in these playoffs, where in the first match, and honestly, this is a team that I'm not really that familiar with many of the players. Obviously, I see they have Kasing as their support, which is cool, but the other players I don't really think I'm that familiar with or have heard that much about. But in this first match, we did have Perks going 0-0 on the Cassante in the top lane. We had a leader dropping a 9-death game on the Silas mid, Hustlin going 0-7-9 on that rel on support. Big performance from the AD carry, Exofang going 9-0. So yeah, overall a pretty clean looking victory. 31-minute win for what are they called, Bulldog Esports in that first game. Obviously Ruddy Sack would push this series to a third game. Next game looks a lot cleaner. Obviously leader on that Yone going 5-1-7. That's cool. Perks with a nice carry performance in the top lane, going 5-0-6 on Mbessa. Hustlin bouncing back with a nice performance, 2-1-13. So this was a 29-minute win, so kind of 30-minute wins both ways for these teams. And ultimately we got to game 3, which would obviously be a very, very important game here. And it looks like Hamza dropped the 1-10 performance on Misfortune. Not necessarily what you're looking for in a meaningful end of the series game. 1-9 for Hustlin on that support position, but also the mid laner for the other team came in going 15-3, 10-2 Aatrox, 8-4 Zeri. This was a really, really tough one. They did lose 38-18 in kills, honestly, to knock the Ruddy Sack down into the losers bracket, which we can pull up here in a second if this is going to load. And in the losers bracket, they look like they're going to be playing one of these teams down here, Lundquist, Lightside, Venom Crest, or Chaos Esports. Again, this is going to be taking place tomorrow, February 6th, and Wonder is going to be playing competitive League of Legends once again. He's going to be teamed up with Yankos once again. This is going to be very, very interesting to check out. I think what they said is like Perks is just like going on a trip, going on a vacation, something like that. I don't know if this is scheduled or what's going on or what happened or whatever, but Wonder subbing in for just one series. We'll have to see how he performs, how the team looks overall, and if they're able to make a lower bracket run. But again, if they do lose, they're going to be eliminated. There's just one team that makes it to like the next series, like the EMEA Masters or whatever, in the winter split. Just one team from the NLC that does make it out. So Ruddy Sack needs to make a whole miracle run, an entire lower bracket run, needs to win the whole thing. So if they lose this series, they're done. And if they win this series, obviously it seems like Perk's is going to return back up in the top lane. We'll have to see what happens from there. But pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.